of today. If you could just
Come.
what?
Quick.
Yeah, then the secretary comes in and is like, you need to get in here right now. There is a crisis. And that's really kind of the amazing thing, because they come in, they gather in the school board, and all these moms and dads are kind of like irritated hens in a hen house almost. And they have this whole conversation, and they're like, yeah, we're looking at something like she took $250,000 from the school to make her house look nice. And they're just like, oh my gosh, this is incredible. Meanwhile, they're stealing like $11 million. It's small potatoes. And she's like, Pam, like, this is awful. Like Pam should be like fired. Like the school board, which are all parents, is ready to freak out. And Frank's just like, or Pam just kind of like in her office, like hyperventilating, like just freaking out, like what's going to happen. And keep in mind, Frank has been doing all this stuff too, just as much as Pam has. And he comes in, and after, and it kind of gets the board to like kind of calm down on Pam a little bit, because like if this is a big scandal, then we're going to lose everything that we work for. We won't have a shot at that very coveted #1 public school in America ranking. Like, that's going to be very, very bad. And like it just kind of gets into a real mess of a situation, and he kind of visits his partner in crime, which is like the school district auditor. And he's like, tell me some good news here. We got to fix this. And then he visits the board, gets them all to calm down, and then things really get. Then really the hammer blow, kind of comes in, and the entire school board and Frank come in and visit Pam and give her the hammer blow here.
Everything's gonna be okay, Pam. We're gonna get you home to your family real soon. All good? Close the door. The board's very aware of how hard you worked for the schools, for Rosalind, for their kids. They know what an asset you've been, and that is why they see this for what it is, a lapse in judgment. And in light of that, they're opting not to press charges or involve the police.
Thank you. Thank you, all of you.
So you'll make full restitution to the school at the sum of $250,000.
$250 full restitution, of course. I'll make it happen.
And then you'll finish out the work week and resign quietly.
What?
Okay. Tomorrow morning you'll surrender your administrator's license to the board, and you'll sign an NDA committing.
But Frank, well, I don't understand what's happening. I don't understand this.
You stole from the schools, Pam, from the taxpayers, from the kids we're supposed to serve. I mean, this kind of behavior goes beyond the bounds of immoral. It's cruel. It's heinous. It's sociopathic even.
Sociopathic? What?
Shameless self-interest, the unstable personality, the parade of rotten marriages.
Frank.
You need help, Pam. Real medical help. You're a sick woman.
We're concerned about you, Pam.
I am a...
Kind of gives her
I'm
a
a sick
look.
woman. I'm ashamed of my actions. I'm ashamed of myself. There's no excuse for it.
Well, the sociopathy.
Yeah, but...
Yeah, so pretty much what he does here is take the knife in the back and twist it. And it's really kind of a shocking, or kind of on its face, a surprising thing, because it's like, how in the world, like, would you expect such a school to, or such a like seemingly low stakes affair like a public school? Like, this is a public school. It only serves like how many students? Like, but there is so much money flowing through the place, so many taxpayer dollars raised, and if the town can get an excuse to hike the tax property taxes, like they're going to do it, and then that's going to increase the money, that's going to increase the stakes here, and it really shows you that's how high things are. And it's like that is the kind of stratosphere, that's kind of socioeconomic playing field, and it's really kind of surprising. Like you wouldn't think that would happen in a school, because like a school board like leader, a school or any kind of governance that like governs over school, it's like it seems to be like it's small time. It's like it doesn't feel like it's a big deal, but I don't think like so many people really realize how much money flows through the school systems of America, and especially the high ones like Roslyn High School, or Roslyn Public Schools in general. Like it is a multi-million-dollar enterprise. So pretty much what happens then is he goes and kind of has sex. Again, Frank does, and he gets a bunch of calls. Or he doesn't have. Does he have? No, he calls his boyfriend Kyle in Las Vegas. But then he gets a call from Pam, and Pam's like, "What are you doing to me? Like you just twisted my. You're calling me a sick woman. You're calling me sociopathic when you've done the same exact things." And she kind of hits him up with that note, but not before she comes home and kind of the S hits the fan. She comes home, and this is really probably one of the best scenes. It's so well acted, so well played by really both of the two kind of main characters in this movie, or in this scene here. So Allison's, she's kind of coming up the stairs, and she kind of...
Pam? Where is he? Pam, just...
She is out for blood, and the husband already knows what's happened, and this is her son, and she's about ready to strangle him until all the life is dead from his face here. And it's very, very clear, very, very apparent. And how does he greet his mother?
Just sit down for a
I want to talk
second.
to Jimmy. Where
It's
is he?
it's
Just sit
iconic.
down for a little bit.
No, he's in his bedroom, isn't he?
Just-
Yeah, don't touch me.
I'm-
Don't touch me.
All right.
Hey, Ma.
So he comes down, hey mom, loafing down the stairs with a bag of Utz pretzels, just like a complete failure. And he's like definitely been like gaming in his room all day, kind of like scratching his balls, like that kind of. It was just a peak fail son, peak loser, peak failure child, and it's just absolutely like so perfect and so funny too. She does not
Hi,
have it.
Ma. Hi, Ma.
Hey,
Get out of my house,
Hey,
Jimmy!
Pam!
I don't want you here anymore! Get the hell out!
Pam!
I don't want to see
Pam,
your face
stop
anymore!
it! Stop it! You don't mean
Hey,
it.
what's
You
going
don't
on?
mean it. She doesn't mean it, Jim. She doesn't mean one word of
What's
it.
going on?
Your mother lost her job today.
Yeah, not my job, Howard, my career.
I don't get it. Can't you just get a different job at another school?
They're taking my license.
Mom, what did you do?
I took money from them. Yeah, I stole. We all did.
Okay, look, just go back to your rooms,
Yeah.
please. Let me talk to your mother.
Your car,
Just
your clothes, this house, the other houses.
What are you talking
Well,
about?
you didn't want state school. You wanted private college. I wanted you to be happy with me.
Pam, listen, it's okay. We'll get you a job down at the dealership, okay? Yeah, they're looking for a new girl at the front desk.
Like a secretary?
No, not like a secretary. You'll find something. I'm just saying.
I had
Yeah, so it does not go over well there. The husband is just kind of an absolute creep, and she has gone through, like, I think she's on her like second, third wife, or husband now. Like that's definitely a red flag. But just literally on her last day of office, she's packing up her bags. But who should come knocking? And really kind of a scene of almost perfect, like cosmic justice almost. You have Rachel, the annoying girl reporter, coming through. And she's just kind of coming in and she's like, well, I kind of noticed the Skywalk costs like a lot of money. And then Pam just was like, yeah, well, I mean, people love the skywalk. It's great. It's like it's a lot of money to be spending on cosmetics. That's what Rachel said. She's like, she calls it cosmetics, and then Pam's like, oh, you guys love the skywalk. This is just, it's the best. Like, you guys are so excited for the skywalk, right? And this right here, what follows is a perfect representation of dialogue between a kid and an adult. Like, what she's doing here is doing something that really only adults can do to us kids, is put, like, this is the equivalent of jumping like 20 feet up in the air, flipping around 3 times, and slamming a windmill dunk right in the Rachel the reporter's face here.
Cosmetics. People love the skywalk. The Beacon loves the skywalk. There was a nice poll you guys did.
Right. But the ceilings at the high school are still leaking. I mean, some of the classrooms had to get shut down.
Sounds like you should bring that up with your student government.
There was also the pizza oven.
What?
I saw a line item in the expense reports for a pizza oven. But then I asked Paula in the cafeteria, and she said she knew nothing about it.
Just stop it.
I'm sorry to be the one to tell you this, but no one is keeping anything from you, okay? On the contrary, we come in here every day at the crack of dawn because we care. We care about providing you with a proper quality education because we're good people. Because we want you to have a good life, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, that's all you can say to it. That is a explosion. Like, that is what she did, is she just did the equivalent of a massive bomb drop. And all really Rachel the reporter could just do is just say okay and smile, and that is exactly how, like, when an adult's kind of like running out of their last cards to play and it's against a kid, it's like, we're just trying to help you. You should be grateful. We're putting the food on your table. We care about providing you a quality education. And then she's stoned like $5 million in the school. But yeah, like, that's the thing. That's just really a perfect interplay of like what a real style dialogue between what a real style dialogue between kids and adults can look like. Especially when the adult really wants to put the hammer down. And with that is her last memory of a 30-year career in Roslyn Public Schools. She is out, and then her niece is still kind of a holdover because her niece is working as the district clerk, and she comes in she's invited into Frank's office, and this is kind of where this is like, you never really think. This is what it goes kind of back to what I'm saying before, is not only is it like a lot of money, but it's a lot of political drama, it's a lot of backstabbing, and a lot of maneuvering. And there's one person in this conversation between Frank and the niece who is really good at it, and it is not the niece. What she pretty much tries to do and come in is be like, yeah, I know what you guys did, and I know you're involved in it as well, so maybe you don't fire me, or you don't put me into quote-unquote special utilities, which is what Frank originally called her in to tell her that that's where she was going to be going to. But then Frank hits her with another 20-foot high in the air, 3-flip windmill dunk. And this shows you pretty much why Frank got into his position in the first place.
I know what you all did to Pam. And I could maybe tell people.
Sorry, hold on. I'm so sorry to interrupt. I just noticed that necklace you have on now. It really compliments your eyes.
Thank you.
It's yeah, that's new, isn't it? I don't think I've seen you wearing it around before. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, I've got sort of an eye for these things. I don't know. So, what do we think? Is that a Macy's purchase, or are we talking Lord and Taylor collection?
Yeah, and one of the things I actually forgot to mention now is that she confessed to Allison Janney a few minutes